For the first time ever, discover The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring Extended Edition, Web3 movie experience. A groundbreaking, first of its kind digital movie NFT.
What
Gandalf.
a trailer.
My precious,
That was a
my
Gandalf
precious
knockoff right there.
coins. My precious coins. You'd love to see it. All right, Jen, take it away. What does this all mean?
All right. So Warner Brothers, as you saw in that trailer we just watched, is releasing a Lord of the Rings NFT experience. So the NFTs are going to be this like all-in-one digital experience where the holders get a 4K copy of the film, behind-the-scenes footage, behind-the-scenes stills photographs, and AR collectible assets inspired by the film. I'm going to leave it there. There's a few different angles to unpack here, but Will, I'm going to toss this to you first. Are you a Lord of the Rings fan first? Are you?
Of course. I'm a white male in America. I love Lord of the Rings. I want to bring up one thing first, and that was a knockoff Gandalf voice. That's pretty silly. Come on, you got to get the actual Gandalf voice if you're going to do this whole commercial. Second thing I want to bring up is this just reminds me of, remember in like the early 2000s, every time a new movie come out, they'd also launch a website for it, and they'd always try to get people to go to the website and do like whatever game is on there or look at photos, behind the scenes stuff. And it's supposed to be like this whole fan engagement thing with just like Web 1 or Web 2 maybe at that point, probably Web 1, right? It's just like website, just a static website. That's what this all reminds me of. It's just like another gambit to get a little bit more money out of someone's pocket who's a quote unquote super fan. But are you really having a super fan moment? Or are you just, doing the next big marketing scheme? Cool to anyone who wants this. I mean, I think NFT plays could be more like buying little caricatures or buying little, like characters or dolls or something for whatever show you're into and just want to collect those. That'd be kind of cool. But to me, this seems like a passing fad, just like we saw 20 years ago with websites popping up. Zach, to you.
Yeah, but websites are everywhere now. Look what websites are now. They're everywhere. Bullish take by Will on
Okay,
NFTs.
but when's the last time you went on a website to look at a movie? What movie came out recently? You're like, I have to go check out their website.
First of all, the Space Jam website from whenever Space Jam came out, like 20 years ago, is still up, I'm pretty sure. And we can all just go and enjoy that after the show. Yeah, it's
okay. It's a good shout out. It's a good shout out. Definitely good shout out to the, Capture the Gambler, early 90s. All right, good stuff. Yeah, no, Warner Brothers is a big name, right? This is a big name. We've seen Disney experimenting with metaverse accelerators and like different things, right? So this is a big name. I think Hollywood sees, again, it needs to update its playbook for engaging with new audience. And this is sort of the desperation that I would imagine fuels a lot of these experiments. They say, oh no, everyone's going to be in the metaverse or like doing their own thing in the future. And we need to access that young up and coming audience of people in ways that are more comfortable and perhaps native to them, right? So the fact that they're experimenting with this franchise is interesting. And I think, we talked with some founders, I think it was 2 days ago, about, tokenized IP as it relates to big Hollywood endeavors. And it's something that clearly the studios are thinking about as well, right? And whether this will be, a corporate NFT that kind of falls flat, like we've seen with some other experiences, or if it is, again, a bit more of this organic community-driven thing that resonates with a broad base of fans. Time will tell, obviously, but the fact that a big motion picture studio such as Warner Brothers is experimenting with this stuff, certainly interesting. Jen, gonna toss it your way.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a place for NFTs, like you were saying, Zach, when it comes to movie distribution. I think this particular one feels like everything is encapsulated in one, and it's this Web3 experience. It feels a little bit gimmicky, and in some of the mainstream media pieces that came out in the voice of the journalist or the columnist that was writing about this, it feels like it's being forced a little bit. I do think, though, that the idea behind having that digital ownership and having the studio be connected directly to the audience is really interesting, and there's something there. So I think the way that they're thinking is there, but the project felt like, Web3 vomited all over Lord of the Rings. I also think that NFTs, there's an opportunity for NFTs to solve the problem that Netflix is facing right now, right? Where there's one account and there's multiple different people using this account. I know in Canada, they're trying different revenue models. They've been talking about charging you for the amount of users you have on your account. If there were NFTs associated with access to your account or the different IP you engage with on your account, that could potentially solve this business problem. So there's something there. I don't know that this Lord of the Rings thing is going to take off, though.
All right. Well, if anything, we do have the excuse to go to spacejam.com 1996 and look at that sweet Web 1 experience. If someone could, I
love it.
Like make a Web3, it's kind of like a Web3 aesthetic almost, kind of like that.
It is. We've gone full circle.
Yeah, a little full retro.
Anyway.
Yeah, check it out. Check that out. That's pretty much it. Yeah,
you can go to all the different universes on here.
We'll go to different universes, but it's okay. This show got derailed by Space Jam. Sorry about that.
It did.
It was a good call, though. We can leave. It was a good shout out, but we were disrespecting Warner Brothers, and it's an exciting new initiative by looking back in time here.